In this video, you're going to learn how to read graphs. So you might be wondering why you have to go overseas suddenly, maybe to Johor Bahru or JB, because maybe your dad or your mom have seen the Singapore dollars or Malaysian ringgit rates has increased. So it will look something like this. But the thing is, you don't really know how to read this graph. So the thing is, let's go through. So maybe 2 days ago, the Malaysian ringgit is actually 3.2. So this is how you read a graph. You just have the line pointed to where it is, and also the other graph on the left is pointing to the number that is telling you what is the exchange rate from Singapore dollars to Malaysian ringgit. And this is where it is 3.2. So the next one is you have the yesterday's rate. So you just draw a circle and you point down and you see that it is pointing to yesterday. And then on the left, then it will point to the rate that is 3.0. And lastly, today's rate, you just add a circle and then you draw a line below, and this will show you today's rate. And if I were to draw the line on the left or horizontally, then it will show you 3.4. And that's actually a very good rate to go to Malaysia. So let's do another one. So this will be a bit different. So Monday, you probably could see that the money you have saved is probably around, maybe if you have a lot of allowance, maybe you have saved $18. So usually you just draw a line on the left to see how much money you have saved and also what day you have saved on. But the thing is, there are times where the graph actually does not show you the number. So in this case, Tuesday, you have the money that you have saved, but the thing is, it's in between 16 and 14. Can you guess what number it is pointing to? And the number you should kind of actually guess correctly is 15. Why 15 is because from 14 to 16, the middle number should be 15. So it should be 14, 15, and 16. So now if we were to go Wednesday, and the thing is that it points to the middle of 14 and 12. Can you guess what the number is? If you guessed 13, then you are right because it goes from 12, 13, and then 14. So now you have an understanding of the graph. Let's do a PSLE question. So we're going to go through on the PSLE 2024 paper 1B question 21 and 22. So the question goes, Gopal received $85 of pocket money each month. He spent some of it and saved the rest. The line graph shows the amount of pocket money he spent each month from July to November. So usually what I will do is that I will probably create a table. But first, let's read the first one, which is July. So let's draw a circle and then draw it to the July part. And then let's draw a line to the left. But the thing is, what is this number? So now you have a couple of spaces, but you don't know what this number is. So let's zoom in and we just add some lines. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4 lines over here. But you also have some spaces 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 spaces. So the thing is, from 0 to 25, there is 5 spaces. Then the thing is, how much is one space equal to? So if you were to just put it to 5 spaces equal to $25, then one space is equal to 25 divided by 5, which is $5. So that means one space is $5. So let's go back to the July, and then we are going to draw the different lines. And the thing is that if you were to have 25 over here, one space is $5, the next one should be $30. What do you think the next one should be after 30? 35. Then the next one is 40. And the one that we need to know for July should be 45. So that means the month on July is the spent you spent money is $45. So let's go through August, and on the left it is two spaces. So you have 55, and then after 50 you just add $5, and after 55 it should be $60. Pretty straightforward. Let's go to September. Okay, pretty similar to August. You have two spaces. So after 25 you should have 30, and the next one should be 35. So that should be $35. Let's go to October. And this is pretty straightforward. After 75, it's just one space above. Then that means 75 plus 5, it is $80. And lastly, you have November. November have a couple of lines. So we're just going to add one line above 25. So we add $5 to $30. Then after 30 is 35. And the one that we're looking for is $40 over here. So I highly recommend to actually list out the numbers according to the month, according to the graph. So this is easier for you to reference rather than going to the graph itself, right? So how first question is how much less did Gopal spend in July than in August? So this is pretty straightforward. You just need to go through the August number and the July number. So the August and July, these are the numbers. So we can just minus August with July. So August is $60 minus $45. And this gives us $15. Pretty straightforward. Next one. In which month did Gopal spend the most? Right? So since we have the table over here, we can see which month did Gopal spend. So can you guess which month? If your guess is October, you're right. So the answer is October. The last question is a bit tricky. So the last question says write down all the months in which Gopal spent less than he saved. So what does this mean? So let's say we have a range from $0 to $85. So $85 is because he received $85. So what do you mean by spent less than he saved? So basically, let's add a middle number. Let's call this middle. And if we have from $0 to middle, we can say that he spent less than he saved because he spent half. That means he have the other half that he saved. So we usually have this green area over here, which is very, very good. But the thing is, if he spent more than half, that means he spent more than he saved. And that is the red area. That's not what we want. So if we know the middle number, that means any amount less than the middle number means that he spent less than he saved, which is what the question is trying to say. So let's calculate the middle number. So the middle number is equal to 85 divided by 2, which gives us $42.50. So which months actually spent less than $42.50? So if you were to say September, you're right, because we spent $35, which is less than $42.50. That's one more month. Can you guess? It is November because he spent $40, which is less than $42.50. So the months that he spent less than $42.50, or the months that he spent less than he saved, which is September and November. And that is an easy win. So now you know how to read graphs. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you want more of this kind of videos, subscribe down below and comment down what other topics you want me to go through next. See you in the next one. Bye bye.